All right, what is happening, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fantastic morning? We are going to look at some FX pairs, take a look at Bitcoin, see if we can't find a price action setup for today. How is everybody doing? It looks like the internet's going to be just fine. So, posted yesterday the DXY or this weekend, I believe, looking for a target to be hit. That target was 92.52. If you can see right there, that is target reached. Um, Basically just looking for this thing to continue lower as long as the Fed's going to keep stimulating the market. That's not good for the dollar. The dollar will get weaker, and you are seeing a little bit of continuation here. Now, this is the thing, even though we know that the Fed is going to keep stimulating the markets, even though we know that, we still have to follow what price is doing. Currently, price is testing support. This is the reason why that was the target, because it is support. Take profits at support. If you're looking for longs, you take profits at resistance levels. It can still hold here, right? After the target gets hit, it can still hold. You can clearly see that this thing is in an uptrend. Yesterday did close below the trend line. There's not really any level there that I was watching specifically for that to close there other than the trend line. But you can always have a trap. They do exist. We know they exist. So this whole day, what we're looking at right now, could be a trap, or we could see continued dollar weakness. Longer term, this thing has been crushed. Ever since the Wu flu, it's been smoked all the way down to here. Now, it has been trading in a range for all year. All year long, this thing has just been stuck in this range. The range is 89.93 to 93.23. If I pull up the quarterly chart, you will see that, yeah, it's this right here, this section of price. So all year, September is the next time that we get a Fed speech, and it's also the end of this quarter. There is exactly 1 month and 0 days left on this quarter. You took out the highs over here from this quarterly candle with what we just seen not too long ago, and it seems like that's good enough. So you've had a pretty much straight fall since, with only 1 day of a pullback, and then yesterday, of course. Yesterday was a very, very slow day for most of these assets, but that's to be expected after coming off a monster run like that. If we go over here to the euro, you can see that I was looking for this, what I aptly named the Powell support. I was looking for that to be retested. Right here, this line is a 30-minute support level, and you can see that that 30-minute support level held price, and there's your continuation. Now, this happened yesterday morning. I did not trade this because, like I said, I was looking for a deeper correction. But it doesn't look like you're going to get that. So there it is, bullish continuation. You are seeing a little bit of selling coming in up here at the highs. So we're gonna have to give it another few days, unfortunately, because it's in a downtrend, right? Euro USD is in a downtrend. You just did get above the 50 on the RSI, so that is good. That does mean that the bulls are currently in control of the asset, but it didn't give us a setup, right? Not yet. Did not give us a setup. I guess if you wanted to take that, you would have been legit. You'd have been fine. You're still in it, so we shall see what goes on. I'm not quite sure why this thing is finding resistance up here. So it looks like it's just coming into this stuff over here. I see one level there right off the bat that sticks out like a sore thumb. So that's what's catching price right now. It's still bullish. I'm not looking for any longs though. You're too close to the high of day. I went through basically all the assets. I have not seen anything yet. Your USD CAD's testing a support level. Let's get back over here. I mean, if the dollar continues its longer term downtrend, then this thing's at a pretty nice area as well. Can't take the short just yet. You're right into support, right? But if you do get a break of support, you can look to maybe take a short position on this tomorrow or the next day if it comes back up and retests 1.25776. And that would be a nice short entry you could take and hold it till it gets oversold. Simple as that. Or try to, right? Take your profits on the initial position and then let the 1/3 ride out. So what's going on every morning? Good morning, good morning. Guten Morgen. Yeah, I do not understand what that means, but I'm assuming it means good morning. Good morning, the Agile Leader. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we'll take a look at silver and gold. Let's run through a couple of the other of these things. Let's go to pound yen. I was looking at pound yen. So you can see that pound yen is struggling at daily resistance. It's also struggling at the 50, but it did get a 50 test over here on this day. And then you would have seen the next day was a nice red day. You could have probably gotten a nice trade out of that. But you are continuing to the upside. So if it didn't take out the high, but it's so close. So close. So basically, if you see stuff like this, like you're trying to break out, you go up, you take out an old high and then instantly get sold off, that generally doesn't mean anything good, right? It means that the sellers are looking for more higher buyers to sell to, so that way they can push the market lower. You got selling pressure coming in, but it's not massive selling pressure. This thing has just been disgusting, right? Trading in around range, it's absolutely disgusting. It did the same thing last week over here. We took this short position and we got paid. Then it went up higher, came back in. It's trading in a range. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It looks like it's trying to break out to the bullish side. But as long as it's under the 50, I can't take long positions on it. And I don't necessarily want to take a short either. This does look good. I mean, if the London session did put in the high of day, then you can look for lower prices. But since you have all of this congestion right here, that means you're going to find support somewhere. And there's like 50 of them in there, right? From this section to this section to this section to this section. And it's not a beautiful setup. One of the guys was looking at Euro CAD this morning. Let's go look at Euro CAD. I believe he's already long. And it may work out. I mean, their support is at 1.48782. You're trading below it currently, but the close is what matters. The close is happening in 20 minutes. So if this is unable to close down here, you might be onto something looking for longs. The thing about this is this asset has been so choppy and range bound as well. See down here, I mean, we caught this short on this section right through here. We caught that. Excuse me. But then it traded way up higher than we were expecting. We were expecting continuation to the downside around in here, and you can see that you had a couple days of strength, and then you went back down. Since you got down here and created the support, this is a daily chart. So since May, you've been trading sideways in a range, trying to break out. The RSI does indicate that the bulls are in control of the asset. If you put on your moving averages, you'll see that a couple of your near-term moving averages, the 120 and the 50, are under you. The 200 is above you. So yeah, it could work out, right? I just wanted to show the supports under the price. It's also CAD yen. I do have bullish targets on that, so that's one reason why I didn't necessarily like it. Next support obviously is 1.48708. I don't exactly remember, or you didn't say where you had your stop, so I don't know. Let's go look at pound CAD. See, I have a bullish target up here at 87.5, which is just from this wick high that was put in on August the 26th. So it does look like it is trying to go for that. Oil, though, on oil, you're seeing a bit of a sell-off. So here's what it looks like on the daily. If CAD's going to be strong, then chances are Euro CAD will either be range bound to down. Euro is bullish today, so it's one of those pairs that you're trying to take a bullish trade into two assets that are both showing strength. it's best to look for assets that are strong and weak, or weak and strong, right? The two extremes. But we shall see, right? 87 spot 500, that's what I'm looking for as a bullish target to get hit. I did not take the position. I just woke up not too long ago, so I haven't taken any positions on it. I ran through the majors. You can see oil seeing a little bit of a sell-off coming into today. Right here's daily resistance. Boom, boom. So you're seeing it fail currently. Is there any short position to take on oil? Nope, not down here. You're into support. There is hourly support, 68.33. You need this thing to pull back, and to get a pullback, it would have to pull back pretty deep in order for it to be a good risk to reward back down to the support. So yeah, there's no setup on oil. Not yet. If you get a bullish pop on oil, like I said, watch this candle's range. I don't think it would trade all the way back up to the old support level, meaning this bearish candle, because you already retested that area with this wick. So there isn't anything there for it that it needs to retest for bearish continuation. There's just a little bit of stuff from here to here. So maybe watch, let me get rid of that. Let's try to do it like this. Maybe watch this. Do not want to see an hourly close you're above that, and it still doesn't give you that good of a risk to reward. I would probably just leave oil alone for today. Always remember, guys, you're not missing anything. This thing's choppy to range bound. So since the 29th, it put in a high to low. You've not even tested the high. You came into that Heath level right there, the supply zone, and that's where you have failed. So yeah, there's nothing to do on it right now. And what was the one? S&P 500, nothing to do. It's bullish, just straight moving to the moon. Absolutely no stopping this thing. Every time it gets a pullback, it gets bought. I mean, it's insane. Absolutely insane. This whole bullish trend is manufactured by the Fed. So, I mean, they told you that they're gonna do it. So that was the opportunity. There's no use buying it way up here. And gold XAUUSD. Let's go look at gold this morning. Looks like it's failing at daily resistance. There's daily resistance. Now, with that being said, this had a nice pop because of the dollar, right? So, nice big bullish pop because of the dollar. Yesterday was a pullback day. So this was your pullback here, and it looks like people are buying it. It is holding hourly support. Gold actually looks decent. Gold's actually sitting at support. So as long as you don't lose that, excuse me, as long as you do not close below that level, 1814 spot 87, you can look for bullish entries targeting 1819 at the very least, this wick high there, or you can target yesterday's high. Either or, it's a better risk to reward there. So yeah, you're setting on support. This is what you want to see. You want to see this thing maintain support. Now, it can lose the support on 1 hourly close as long as the very next candle completely engulfs that trap candle or the candle that closed below support. So if you do get a closure below it, wait for the 6 o'clock candle to form and close. And if you take out the candle that broke support, that's called a bear trap. You can look for bullish entries. This is not financial advice, obviously, but you got a nice spot to even look for your stops, right? If this thing can't close below there, then your stop will be right underneath those wicks. Right underneath those wicks. Nice risk to reward on this. So something like this. If you wanted to take the conservative approach, it's a 6-to-1 risk to reward up to yesterday's high, as long as it doesn't do that. If you wanted to take the conservative approach on gold and look for the swing trade, your stop would go underneath this swing low here, right? And then you can see back up to yesterday's resistance as a 1-to-1. And 1-to-1s are okay, guys, right? As long as it's profit. That's the name of the game, is taking profit. When you make a trade and it's into profit, you take that money. 2-to-1 would be right there. So 18.29. That's the conservative approach, the swing trade. But it looks bullish. And if the dollar continues to be weak, yep, the gold's going to be strong. It's been in a nice uptrend for the last little bit. Massive selling coming in from over there, but that has all been retraced. When you get a massive repricing like that, it can be from a number of reasons, right? That was a big, massive push lower. You have completely retraced it. You even took out this supply zone here on a closing basis. So most of these markets look like they're in areas, right, to where you could still roll over, but your indicators are saying that the bulls are back in charge of this asset. You took it out resistances after resistance, right? So when you're making higher highs and higher lows, you're generally looking for an area in which you can take a trade roughly around the same way. So if this thing comes in and makes a low, you want to see bullish continuation, and it's green on the day, so it looks okay. So that's gold. Let's see if silver's setting up with us. No. Silver is not. Gold is at support. Silver is not. So your support was down here, right? There was support, hourly support. You didn't even test it. You're making higher highs. You're struggling at resistance, as everything is, right? You're seeing basically the same thing. You're seeing a little bit of a pullback on most of these things, but you're probably going to see continuation to the upside, more than likely. There's a level right there you can watch for possible entries. Right there, 24.05. As long as you're not closing an hourly candle below that level, you can look for bullish entries targeting high of day, which would be that right there. So that would be the trade. Entry, target. Entry 24.05, target 24.20. It's a 20-cent range. But levered up with the CFDs that you guys trade with these things, that's a pretty nice trade. And if you do get something like that, then chances are you're going to get continuation. Let's go over here and look at one last thing, and then I'll do requests. Jay Bradley killing it, as always. Yesterday took a trade on Aussie Swiss. Killing it, man. Just give me one moment as I am looking for the entry. It was here. So basically, yeah, all right. Let me see something real quick. Let me just pull something up. Bear with me one moment. Something grabbed my attention. Apologies. Yesterday was the 30th. All right, beautiful. All right, done. So yesterday he took this trade, looking for the high of day breach. Down in here somewhere he got long, targeting the high of day, which was that wick right there. It was not very big as far as target wise, but you got continuation beyond the high of day yesterday. So you did get a little bit of a follow through, right? Yeah, boom, boom, see ya. Nice trading. Yeah, it's just, it wasn't attractive to me because I like to see my targets. I want them to be 20 pips or better. 14.1 pips was the range. That was the expected target. So when we're taking our positions, we are only looking for a high of day breach or a low of day breach. That's the point at which we drop off the majority of the risk, move the stop to break even, and let that 1/3 piece continue on if it wants to. So yeah, but nice job. Fantastic job. There was no trade yesterday. That was basically it. And he took it, smoked it. Euro USD, there's nothing to do. I mean, you can watch this support zone right here. Definitely want to take, you definitely want to take longs when you're into support or at an area of possible support. So maybe down here, one spot 18172, but again, you're running into the same problem. 13.8 pips to the high of day, 14.1 pips to the high of day. So yeah, 30-minute support, one spot 18172. If that area holds, and since it is 30-minute support, you need to wait on 30-minute closures. You don't want to see a 30-minute closing below that area. As long as it is not doing that, then you can possibly look for bullish entries today. That was a massive move Friday. Yesterday we seen absolutely nothing but choppiness. That's a very small range day. Very small. There's your daily high, there's your daily low. Tiny. How big is that? Oh, I'm glad I said that. That reminds me. 27 pips was yesterday's range. Let's go over here real quick because a lot of these things look the same. Average true range on Euro USD on the daily is smoking lows. Look at this. I mean, you're making, that's the last 14 days is how this works. Calculates highs and lows. Basically what it is showing you is it's showing you a rough estimate of how much volatility is inside of these daily candles, and it's at the lows, like the low of the year almost. Well, it is. Here's 2021. You're sitting at yearly lows on volatility. This is called summertime doldrums. This indicator is getting ready to kick back up and turn around probably. All we need to see is bigger daily ranges. So since it is at a low like that, I am looking for some explosive moves on some of these things. And it looks like that on the pound too. Average true range down, yearly lows on the pound. So basically what that means is the market isn't moving. It's not moving that much. There's still daily opportunities, but it's not moving. I like those days when you get like 150 pip range out of one day. That's fantastic. When you're having 20 pip and 30 pip days, how big was yesterday's range on the pound? 47 pips for the entire yesterday's range. That's pathetic. The pound can do 40 pips in one 5-minute candle. 41 pips, yesterday's entire range. And you're doing just a little better than that today. Is the pound setting up? There's daily resistance here. Let's go look in at smaller time frame. Yes, it is. There it is. A test of the daily, yesterday's daily resistance. There's your line in the sand for bullishness here. That's your hourly ETH level or your demand zone. That you do not want to see an hourly close below that. As long as you're not closing hourlies below that, actually this gives you a better risk to reward. There's your target. High of day, nice move. I guarantee it's better than 20 pips, and it is. It's 34. So yep, pound is going on the old watch list. It's probably already over there, and it is. So pound USD. I don't trade silver. I do through stock ETFs, or gold. So in America, we can't trade CFDs without using a VPN. Looks good. I'm gonna watch this one, see if I can't get a setup on it. Now, what's going on, everybody? Nice BRR on gold, says Giles. Yeah, gold looks like a nice setup. Buenos dias to you too, my friend. Just scrolling up on these comments. .USD. Alright, I was looking for something and I found it. .USD. Nice. Polkadot. Let's see, Coinbase. It's having a big day. So was Algo. I seen Algo was having a big day today as well. Let's get off of this because this is the real one. Oh, come on. Can't even type this morning. Big strong day on the day. Let's see where we are. Where's your daily resistance levels? Right where you are. So there's daily resistance here. There's another one right above you. So you're into a resistance area. Yeah, nice. Here's going to be, you want to see this hold as support, 26.54. If you get a pullback on the day, it's okay as long as you're not closing like hourly or 4-hour candles below 26.54. That's all the way down here. I would watch it on a 4-hour because it's also a 4-hour old resistance level. So you got confluence with your daily and the 4-hour. Big strong break above, came back in, tested this area of support. You're seeing price bullish continuation. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin. See what it's doing today. Bitcoin doesn't look so good. So this is the 4-hour support that we put in over the weekend. A little quick update video. I did discuss this in depth. There's your 4-hour support. You're coming back in for a retest of it. I don't like that ever. The reason is because if the bulls are in control, you want to see this pullback. So if you think of this as a price range from where it found support up to the high, there's 4-hour resistance. This is that daily resistance, but I'm going to move it for the sake of what I'm trying to explain. There's 4-hour resistance here. All right. You put in support down here, add a support from here. Then you went up and you took out 4-hour resistance. That's good. The bulls are in control. So from here, from this low to this high is a price range. It's an impulse leg to the upside. What you would want to see is you would want to see price pull into the 50 or the 618. And then you would want to see continuation. But you did not get that. You've traded all the way back down to your range, to the bottom of it. With haste. Look at this big nasty barley candle there. Ugh. So, yeah, a lot of people were assuming that this is the end of the line for Bitcoin, but I got news for you. You are still holding support. This is the candle that I'm watching right here. I do not want to see Bitcoin take the low of this candle out. That's 46,361. This is not selling pressure. So what I was talking about when Bitcoin traded up into this area, I wanted to see rejection to show me that the sellers are indeed dumping their positions. Since you don't have that, what do I mean? Well, this, right? Since nothing like this occurred, you're basically trading sideways in a range. That's more bullish than bearish. This is bearish. Big, nasty down candles. So basically what I was looking for is price to trade up and then boom, right? That would be indicative of sellers taking off, jumping out of the boat. They're not doing that. So yeah, daily support is right below you. This doesn't look good. This looks like a continuation day on the sell side. But this is the candle I don't want to see. You can technically get all the way down to this swing low down here. If you lose that, then you've changed your trend. You went from an uptrend to a downtrend, or starting a downtrend. And that's just from current near-term price. On the longer term, this thing is in a downtrend, right? macro, look at the weekly, right? Impulse to the downside. You took out weekly support. That was your trap. Boom, straight to the upside. Right up to that. And here you go. 2 week Heath level right there. Holding price. But this isn't terrible. Today's only Tuesday. So that's a very small weekly range. Even this one. There's your weekly low. Last week's low. That's why I don't want to see that bullish candle get taken out, because that just means you've taken out last week's low. And then we'll be looking for a support test lower, I guess. It's not extremely bearish. That's the important takeaway. Look at the range of the candle going into the resistance level. See how big this candle's range is compared to the bearish candles. So there it is. And there's the high. So that's how big your range is. That's your bullish candle going into resistance. Doesn't even come close. These two bearish candles. Bearishness is way worse. So usually your bearish candles are bigger. This is a pullback. It's a pullback. I'm looking for Bitcoin to break out. We lose this swing low down here, then it'll be different. But as long as you're trading above that, it looks like Bitcoin wants to go higher. Where are you on the 50? Not even close to it yet. So you can trade down to there, and that would be a nice little trap to push lower and then get your pullback or get your bullish expansion. We shall see. It is definitely trading at resistance. This is it. Right there. It is having trouble getting over that. And then here was a daily as well, another supply zone. And you can see how you traded up into it, but you could not get that close above. Test, 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 test. Ugh. Fail. So there's no buyers up here. And when you don't have any buyers, price goes and finds them to the downside. Good morning. What's going on, Jonathan? All right, beautiful. Can I check BTC? We just looked at BTC, like smashed, coffee brewed, learning mode engaged. Fantastic. Giles, buenos dias, my friend. I sold my farm on Farmville. What should I buy? I can use 1000x leverage. I don't know, my friend. XRP, says Jonathan. Let's go look at it. Finex. Can't look at it on Coinbase. Mr. Ripple. It's forming what looks like some kind of a flag pattern. Here's your support down here. So this, you don't want to see a daily close below that. 1.01. So $1.01. If it gets down there, you want to see that level hold as support. Might be a buying opportunity on it. I don't know. Bitcoin is the tide that raises all boats. So you can see that it's basically doing the same thing. Only this is taking out support to the downside. So you have to be more wary against this one. I wouldn't, there was your support. There's your breach of it. You did have a bullish engulfing though. So that's always good, because that can be a trap. But you've had 3 days to pull back and find those buyers that exploded this candle to the upside, and it has not been able to find them. Very small ranges. Notice how the candles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Does look good, but that main support's a buck and a penny. That's the only thing I could say on it. You're getting close to the 50, so you don't want to lose that. Since you took out this support to the downside, this is going to be your near-term current support. That's holding your near-term weekly range, right? But if you lose this, this is going to be like your trending support. You don't want to see anything lower than that because that would signify that, yeah, not looking good. Currently, you do have on the daily a lower high and a lower low. So technically, you can say that this trend has reversed. This uptrend has reversed. So yeah, doesn't look as good as Bitcoin. How much did it come off the lows? 157%. So that's fair. That's about, it seems to be about the average of what most of your crypto assets have done. Put in the lows around the yearly opening range, bounced up 150%. But still well off the highs. Well off. Yeah, you're 30%. So yeah, it looks good, but if you take a step out and look on your weeklies and monthlies, guys, it doesn't. It looks like it's trying to be a lower high. Now we do have the monthly close today as well, so keep that in mind. There's nothing to see on the monthly chart on this. You're trading inside of this big bullish candle. All of this. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 months of price have been trading inside of this candle's range. So it's in range. It's choppy in range. It's not trending. It is trending from here is what I mean, out of this. It needs to get out of this. It's just not looking good. I think there's better things to look at. You're probably asking for it because you probably own it. You probably hold it. Coinbase quit listing it, so anything like that, like I don't want to trade it. I don't want nothing to do with it. But there's a lot of other cryptos that are exactly the same. They absolutely have no use case, but they have value because people bought it and they're holding it. So it looks okay. And if Bitcoin gets up, if Bitcoin breaks out, this is going to go higher as well. EU short based on the 4-hour WDYT. EU short based on the 4-hour. Let's go see. We looked at Euro just a second ago, my friend. It isn't a downtrend. It absolutely is. But you're trying to short something that is clearly and obviously bullish, right? Obviously. Clearly. You're literally trying to pick a top off the 4-hour WDYT. I don't know what a 4-hour WDYT is. So let's go over here and see. There. Is that what you're talking about? Supply. Yeah, it's in the 4-hour supply. It absolutely is. I agree. But would I take a short based on that? Nah. Actually, what I want to see is I want to see a rejection and a pullback into support where we can get long for continued breakouts. Do I know that it's going to break out? Obviously, I do not. Can your short work out here? Yes, it can. Right? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying you're trying to pick a top. And it will look sexy if this happens to be the top and it trades all the way back down to here. And you caught that? Yeah, that's pretty sexy. But the bulls are in charge, right? They have been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 9 days, the bulls have won. All of them but 2. Right? There you go. Is it going? You've taken out this swing high. You haven't closed. Did you close above it? Oh, no. So today's very important. There's resistance. Right there. Oh, you did close above it. Yep, you did get a close above it. So yeah, you've taken out this swing high. I'm looking for bullish continuation. It just didn't give us a setup. Not really giving us a setup down here. But yeah, think about it, man. It's best if you trade with the trend. If it's bullish, look for bullish entries. If it's bearish, look for bearish entries. That kind of thing. sell off of a resistance in a downtrend, buy off supports and uptrends. Euro USD is clearly not in an uptrend, not yet. It has to make a lower high and then take out the previous high for you to be able to say that the trend has changed. You have taken out the high, but now you needed to make a lower high. And we're going to be looking probably to buy that lower high. Pound was setting up. What's it doing? It still looks like it's trying to set up. But that was weakness. It was a nice pullback. How's your range from low to high? Swing low to swing high. 618 test. Boom. So we shall see if this area holds support. If I bought it, I'd want to buy it as close to this level as possible. One spot 37643. Stop. Safe stop probably be down there, as long as it's not. That's going to take you well over 15 pips probably. No, it doesn't. So if you enter there, you can get your stop under this swing low down here and still maintain 15 pips. The reason I do that is because if the smaller the stop is, the smaller you need price to go in order to reach your target objective. But yeah, I'm not sure about or what a YDYT is. WDYT. Better late than never. Thank you, Mr. Adam Marshall. Ben Fernandez, we're traders, not YOLO gamblers. What did Ben say? Oh yeah, the 1000X comment. I think Farmville's a game. I think he may be joking. Can you please do SNX USDT? Yeah, let's go look at it. SNX USDT. KuCoin. You're at support. No, you took out support. That's an old line. There was support. No, not that. That. You took it out yesterday. This is a continuation. This was your selling opportunity. Right there. That's your selling opportunity. Right? You took out support to the downside. That's a downside break. Take a short there. Stop above the high of yesterday. Would look something like that. Right there. That's your entry for short. And you're targeting low of day. Right there. Sorry, but it's a short. Today is, right? I'm a near-term trader, guys. I'm a day trader. Longer term. Let's see. Longer term. Man, this thing got beat up. It's been in a nice small uptrend. But you've taken that out. It's no longer valid. I don't know what just happened there, but that's not what I wanted. Right? So you were a nice ascending trend line. Boom. So yesterday took that out even. So yesterday you lost support on support, structure support, and then you took out ascending trend line support. Yeah, that was a shorting opportunity all day long, targeting low of day. Longer term, it's going to do what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin gets a break and goes higher, this probably will too. Maybe. It doesn't look exactly like Bitcoin. This definitely looks different. It definitely looks different. It's very difficult, right? You have 1-2 green days, then red days, then green day, then red day. So it's doing the same thing, but you're seeing weakness come in. Took out this swing high up here. How far did you get? Not to there. So that's your resistance at caught price. There. 1453. So if it does find support lower, then what you're going to be looking for is a test back up to that. There is where you need to find support, and that would be my target. Yeah, definitely. Definitely short on the day. Not now. Don't take the short now. As long as if you test yesterday's open again and you're not closing an hourly above it, then you can look to take the short. But you're probably not going to get that. Nah, this thing's gone. See ya. That was the entry. That's what I'm looking for each and every day. I'm looking for that entry. That's the best entry on the daily range. And we nail it a lot of times. Hello, mate. Any chance you could take a look at Aussie dollar? Yeah, absolutely. Let's go look at it. On a Wanda. Yeah, it's looking strong, man. It's because of the Fed. This thing was getting crushed to the downside, extremely weak. The Fed came and switched it up. Now here's the thing though, on Aussie dollar, for the longer term trend, you're in a crucial area. This can actually be sold into right where it is. Right where it is. The reason being, you have resistance here and you're at the 50. Where are your moving averages? No, I want to see them. I don't want the settings. So there are no moving averages currently around. But if you were to sell off today and get a close back under that, you would lose your 21. This is a longer term. This is like the 366. But I'm not. I wouldn't suggest looking to take the short. I'm just saying it's in an area where you could see some heavier selling. But it looks bullish today. Absolutely bullish. Traded at support all day. Came in for a bear break. That's your bear fake out. Bear trap right there. Your close below resistance. Support. Here. Close below. This got everybody short. Yes, finally we broke support. And then see ya. Ripped right back in their face. Straight up to the upside. Now you're seeing a pullback. Hourly support is your previous candle. This thing can come all the way down to there. Will it? It depends on how much momentum it has. Would I take a long down there? No, I would want to see it stay pretty close to here. But this isn't, it's not giving us a day trade. You're too close to the high of day. 14.4 pips. So it seems like there's the only one that gives you a legit target is gold and pound dollar. Those are the only two that has valid entries. Not valid entries, but has more than 20 pips to the target, which would be high of day. Pound doesn't look that great though. That was some pretty intense selling, and you're like as low as you want to see this thing go. We've already done that. Yeah, you're below the 618. Wait a minute. Oh, because I took it from here, didn't I? Yeah. So that's wrong. That you're already below the 618 on the daily range. The daily range. Yeah, hourly close below this line, you're done. You're not that line. That's the daily, sorry. This line here. You are leaving it alone. You are not taking a trade on it. Hourly close below that. But yeah, longer term Aussie dollar, it looks like it could sell off again. But if the Fed continues their asset purchases, Aussie is a risk-on currency, same as the NZD. So those things usually get sold off in risk-off environments. When it's a risk-on environment, they usually get bought. And it's had the biggest pullback out of all the assets, so it is structured nicely for bullish continuation for the rest of the year. All right, let's get back over to it. I missed it up. I'm on pound. And then I'll move on. See, you've had a nice pullback on this asset. Risk on, boom, straight to the upside. A little bit of not anything, and then you sell off. But now it's cheaper than it was up here, right? So big firms, this might be attractive. Looking for an expansion to the upside. A measured move from this puts you, let's see, Let's just be brief. Measured move would put you something like that. 83,828. So roughly right in there for bullishness, if you get it on this leg to the downside. But I don't know if that's what happens or not, right? The market's always right, so do what the market says. If you close today above the 50, give it a day or two to pull back and find support. Then look for bullish entries if you're looking to swing trade it. If you're looking to day trade it, it is over. The trade is gone. It's just not. It's at the high of day. You're trading at the high of day. AVAX, yeah, I was looking to short AVAX and I missed it. Missed it. Let's go into the. You can see I was watching that level there. This swing right down here, we took that out. Boom, that was where I was looking for short entries. But it would have had to come on this candle, and I missed it because I was busy doing something else. When I got back to my desk, this thing was trading down here. And I can't take a short into support. This was the entry right there. The 6 o'clock candle. But I missed it, and it looks like you found support. But you did take out support. No, you haven't. Longer term, there's longer term support here. Heath level there. So yeah, I mean, it might be finding support. Man, that was such a beautiful short. This is the thing though, it's not getting crushed, right? It's not, you're not taking the elevator down, or this, like you take the stairs up slowly, and then when price has massive moves to the downside, that's indicative of selling. This is more or less profit taking, more so than actual selling. I mean, the chart's bullish. Longer term, and daily support is being maintained. There's daily support. Right, but we know just now that this wick low is hourly support. So I mean, it's 40, 45. If you lose that area, then you might want to wait for a retest back to that area to look for short side entries. This thing got absolutely overextended really quickly. Broke out above the all-time highs. When these things get moving, man, there's like sometimes that they're unstoppable. Will it continue making highs if Bitcoin gets a bullish break? Yes, probably 520% since the yearly opening range was tested. It was absolutely massively bullish. So there's support 40.59 or 40.45.9. And yeah, I don't know if this, yeah, I did go over BTC, but what do you think? Thank you, Jonathan. I'm not very good with acronyms, guys. There's so many of them, especially when it comes to the internet acronyms, but thank you so much. What do you think? Yeah, I wouldn't take a short there. That's just my opinion, obviously, and I can be wrong. I can be wrong. The crystal ball thing was a joke. Yeah, Bitcoin, it's giving it up. It definitely is. Bitcoin is at support, right? We don't want to see it fall. We want to see it bounce, but it's not doing that. Today is a retest day for yesterday's selling. People are going to look to sell that all the time, every single time. If you're near term in a downtrend, pops in price are selling opportunities. Pops in price, right? They look for the same thing here. This is your push lower, this is your pop in price. Now it consolidated for several hours before you did get the pop, but pop in price, pop in price, pop in price. So this was the pop, and it's being sold into right away. If the bulls are going to catch the support, right now is the place to do it. Here is the entry even. There. If bulls are going to continue, this would be a fantastic spot to do it. 47,152. This is an intraday chart, so it would be just for today. Stop would be below this bullish candle. Would I take this position? No, because right, the near-term trend is down. But daily support is right under you. That's where I would want to look for bullish entries. Closer down to here. We will see. It doesn't look good, that's for sure. For it to be up here and not be able to continue, it's absolutely not good. It's not too terrible yet. But what, I mean, if it's being sold each time it gets up here by someone extremely massive, then unfortunately you won't know until you do get the big massive red candle that just takes out everything straight to the downside. Once all the bulls are sold into, it's over. So I'm not sure. It looks like it's trying to break out, but once you do it for so long, if you haven't broke out yet, then the chances of it happening become more slim. So yeah, it's just ranging at that resistance level. Needs to get above it. Solana's been extremely strong. Look at it today. Jeez. Man, this thing is unstoppable. This is a short squeeze, guys. This is a short squeeze. This thing can run. Short squeezes can last for weeks. See how this thing got up into here and then pulled back for like a week? A whole week of pullback. Boom. So you might see the same thing on this. I don't know. AXS. This doesn't look as good. If it holds support though, near-term support's right there. Yeah, a lot of these things are just cruising. It's my pleasure, K4 Liberty. Thank you for being here, my friend. I love this tune playing now. Anyone know what it is? I can tell you what it is. It's called Upwards. Upwards. Here, let me write it down for you. It's called Upwards by the artist known as Cushy. That is the name of the song. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll just give you the whole list of mine later on in the day. I'll just write the whole list down and I'll give it to you. That way you can go look it up. It's the same ones over and over again. I put the playlist together and I haven't changed it. There are a couple nice tracks in there. I love them. Hi Heath, is your take profit 1/2 of the position always high or low of day? Cheers. Yes, it is. Clipper 70. Always. See, when we're looking for the daily range to expand to keep going, we want to take our main majority of the bulk off because we don't know if price will continue or not. Right? That's the reason I developed the strategy that way, because a lot of people were like waiting for the continuation to happen, or me when I was getting started, and I was always trying to keep the full size position on to go as far as I can get it to make as much money as I can. But then I was constantly getting ripped. Like it would go up to make the high of day, break, and then reverse and come down and stop me out. So I figured out a way to keep most of the money by taking profits ahead of the high or low of day. This way, if it does reverse, and at least it was a profitable position. And it's about making small, consistent gains. It's not about the big moonshot, right? That can get you paid really, really big. If you have a lot of money sitting on a massive position and that thing goes up 500-600%, obviously you're going to get paid. But to do that consistently over time it's not going to happen. It's about taking small pieces, small victories. If you can consistently take 20 to 30 pips out of the market a week, per week, consistently, 20 pips profit every single week, you will be a wealthy individual in 15 or 20 years. Wealthy. So learn the strategy, discipline, patience, all this stuff, and get to the point to where you can consistently rip profits out of the market. When you can do that, even if you're broke. So what I mean by that is if you have a full-time job or something and you do not have any money, like your trading account is a measly $100 or something like that, learn the process. You're obviously not going to turn $100 into $1 million. Probably not ever. But what you can do, what is reachable, a goal that is achievable, is to learn a strategy, be consistently profit with it, put together a track record of 1 to 2 years, and you will be able to pretty much name your price at any prop firm in the world. They would love to have you trade for them. If you can book consistent returns year over year, you're going to have a job. Then you can make money because they'll give you 50% of the book, start you out with a small amount, making $100 a week or something, and it'll grow from there. And you can make some serious cash real quick in a prop firm. It's about the process. The process. Yeah, I understand that, Oz. I do. I understand. Everybody wants to be rich right this second. But it's not, I mean, a lucky few, it will happen, right? It will happen. It will happen. Jordan changed his life, put 50% of his entire net worth into Bitcoin at like $8,000. Yeah. When it was up at 60K, he more than quadrupled his net worth. You can do stuff like that, but it comes along very, very occasionally. It's not something that is going to happen often. So yeah. Alright guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the compliments. Thank you so much for the super chat. The Agile, or AC, sorry. The Agile leader was right under you. AC, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, if you guys don't mind smashing the like, it does help, I guess. So right now, the only thing that I'm looking at for possible entries is pound dollar and gold, right? Those are the only two things that are showing us a possible opportunity. So keep an eye on them. Let me get back over here to gold. Where is it? I mean, pound dollar, and then we'll go look at gold, and then I got to bounce. Where is it? There it is. Not that one, this one. So what we're looking for is we're looking for this hourly level to hold support. The entry would have probably been a little while ago. But if this thing closes up, what you can then look for entries will be like the close of that bearish candle. So somewhere in this area here. We have something to put a stop against here. So this is the area of support where we don't want to see an hourly candle fail. Is going to be 137,671. If you get an hourly close below that, you scrap the trade and we wait until tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. And then gold. There's one too many S's in there. Gold is doing the same thing, right? The entry was here. That was your entry. See how it did that? Oh my God, this thing did exactly what I said. Here is your close below support. And what did I say? As long as the very next candle engulfs it, there is your engulfing. Look for entries as close to 1815 as possible. 1815 or 1814 high of day is your target. This is not financial advice. Do not trade with an amount of money that you do not care to lose and all that good stuff. You guys have a fantastic day. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.